Hello everyone, Jules here. Today I have 3 books about Golden Dawn magic, and they are all written by the same authors and they are all published by Llewellyn. And the first one I want to talk about is Self-Initiation into the Golden Dawn Tradition, and the subtitle is A Complete Curriculum of Study for both the solitary magician and the working magical group, and the working magical group. And the authors are Chic, Cicero, and Sandra, Tabatha, Cicero. And I think I have shown books by these authors before. And these authors actually knew Israel Regardie, who had been the private secretary of Aleister Crowley towards the end of Crowley's life, and at the time when Israel Regardie was a very young man. So this book is completely, almost entirely based on the Golden Dawn system, and it has everything in here that you would need or want to know, and each chapter is sectioned into the different grades of the Golden Dawn, which also corresponded to the Sephira of Kabbalah. So here is the cover, and it is a very thick book. This is a great book to have for those interested in the Golden Dawn magical tradition. I have this book, and I've had this for a number of years, probably about 10 years now. I've had this for a while. It is really worth having because it's actually more accessible than the Golden Dawn book that was written by Israel Regardie. And I know quite a few people know of the Golden Dawn book, which is quite a thick book, and it's quite well known, but it is not all that accessible. So this book is really a much more accessible version of the Golden Dawn book. It doesn't necessarily state that, but that is basically what this book is. And it is divided, each chapter, each section of the book is divided into lesson type format, but it has absolutely everything in here, like geomancy, Kabbalah, of course, because all of this is based on Hermetic Kabbalah of the Golden Dawn. It has information on learning the basics of astrology. So basic astrology is in here. And there's even a type of quiz page for each chapter, or a questions, a whole list of questions after each chapter. There's information on how to meditate and God forms. There is everything is in here. So I think a lot of people are not aware of this book. That's why it's called A Complete Curriculum of Study. And I'll just give you an idea. There are at least 700 pages in this book, and there are tables in here and diagrams, and there are the paths of Kabbalah. There is just everything that you would need. Lots of diagrams, lots of pictures, and and the answers to the quiz questions. There are tables, the Hebrew letters are in here. So it just has everything. There is a very good bibliography in the back of the book for reference. There is not an index, but you don't particularly need an index because of the way this has been set out. And I think, you know, because each of the chapters are they all have listings of what topics are in each chapter and each section. So you've really got that instead of an index. But there is just everything, all kinds of correspondences. It's almost like a grimoire in some ways, but it's more with an emphasis on training, the training of Golden Dawn magic and correspondences. There's also information on alchemy in here as well. So it's just a wonderful book. It was published in 1995, but it's still in print. And I just think a lot of people do not know. They just basically do not know about this book. I don't think many people know about this book at all. And it's, like I said, it's much more accessible than the Golden Dawn tradition, book that was written by Israel Regardie. So this is really worth getting for people who are interested in knowing all about the Golden Dawn magic system and the correspondences, and people who want to actually self-initiate into the Golden Dawn tradition. So this is by Chic, Cicero and Sandra Tabatha, Cicero. So it's a great book and worthwhile getting. The next book is by the same authors, and this is a new book. It's relatively new. This was only published last year in 2019. Golden Dawn Magic, a complete guide to the high magical arts, by Chic, Cicero and Sandra Tabatha, Cicero. Again published by Llewellyn, and only published by Llewellyn last year. Again, a great book, and this book of course is not as thick, but it is fairly thick. This does have an index. This was about 400 pages, and this is a really compact book. It's a compact book of everything that you would want to know, and I really liked this book. I was really impressed with this book because I was already impressed with the self-initiation book, but I know that there have been a few attempts by these authors and some other authors to try to get the Golden Dawn magic system into one book, and I like the way this book is set out, and I like the way that it starts in a well thought out basics way, and then it becomes a more intermediate book as it goes along. But I just think it is another great way to have the Golden Dawn magic system, the information that's required, all in one compact book. So some people may prefer to get this book if they find that the book I've just shown is too lengthy. If you want it all in one book, this may be a better choice for people who don't want something so lengthy. And just to give you an idea of some of the topics in here, it actually, what I like about this book is that it all starts with information about the Golden Dawn itself, so that you know more about the Golden Dawn. You actually will then, they will be defining what magic actually is, and magic as defined by the Golden Dawn. And it actually says, it actually starts with, you know, what is a magical order, and a brief history of the Golden Dawn. And then it goes into the types of it's all the type of correspondences that are in the other book that I showed, but because it's not as detailed, it's actually all in one place, and of course related to Kabbalah, because this system is based on Hermetic Kabbalah. So I just think, you know, I'm still so impressed by this book, and understanding the order of the Golden Dawn, the different grades of the Golden Dawn. And, you know, there's the whole section called First Steps in Ritual, and of course a chapter on tarot. And it goes into sacred space, magical tools, and the different types of Golden Dawn rituals. And then it goes into other concepts of magic. So, yeah, I just think this is a really good book. And as I was saying, this one does have an index. And as I was saying, some people, you know, there are some tables in here as well. I think this book is the kind of thing that people may prefer in a more compact version than the book that I've just shown before. So this is Golden Dawn Magic, published 2019, last year. A complete guide to the high magical arts, by Chic, Cicero and Sandra Tabatha Cicero. So, great book. And the third book I'm going to show today is to do with tarot magic, and it's called Tarot Talismans, and the subtitle is Invoke the Angels of the Tarot, by Chic, Cicero and Sandra Tabatha Cicero, published by Llewellyn. Beautiful cover. So this is tarot magic based on the Golden Dawn system, and the Golden Dawn order did work with angels. Aleister Crowley preferred to work with darker entities, but the Golden Dawn mostly worked with angels, and that was really based on the ideas and methods of the famous magician John Dee. So this is a great book, because it's tarot magic based on the methods and approach of the Golden Dawn. And all three of these books would still be in print. This one was published in 2006, and it would still be in print. So there's correspondences in here, tarot cards as talismans, basic tarot correspondences, ritual card spreads, and then part 2 is all about the tarot angels. So there's angels for the major arcana, angels for the minor arcana, and a separate chapter on working with the tarot angels. So there's lots of information in this book. This one has an index. This is about 300 pages, 280 pages. There's sigils in here for the angels. And the correspondences for the tarot, major arcana. So this book is very good. This book really kind of goes straight into, it's more of an intermediate level. I think for people who are familiar with the Thoth system, may prefer this a bit more than Waite Smith tarot people, because the Golden Dawn system is, you know, absolutely connected with the Thoth tarot and non-scenic pip decks. So it does talk about using, you can use other decks, but they really mean plain pip decks. So they actually say that you know, as I was saying, you could use, you know, because this is Kabbalah and tarot, you know, they actually show the universal tarot in here as well. So you can use it. You can use it with this deck, but it's probably not going to work quite as well as a Thoth and non-scenic pip deck like the Marseille or the Thoth deck. It's got some interesting spreads in here. So this is worth getting, as I was saying, for people who are interested in tarot magic and tarot talismans, but particularly with Thoth type of decks, and people who are familiar with that Thoth system and will be expecting a tarot talisman book that is going to be, you know, approaching this from a more intermediate level. So this is Tarot Talismans, Invoke the Angels of the Tarot by Chic, Cicero and Sandra Tabatha, Cicero. So all three of these are great books and worth getting for people who are interested, and I will put the details below the video. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.